Greetings viewers, this is Macho Maverick coming at you with another video. Today we're going to unbox and start this 3-part review for the high-grade RX-78 GE Gundam EX from Mobile Suit Gundam Requiem for Vengeance, specifically on Netflix. Now let me start by saying, for those who are not familiar with my videos, 1, thank you for clicking on the video, and 2nd, how I do my reviews are simply this. I either review kits that I've built before I started this channel, or I build kits during the process of this channel, and I do them in a 3-part series or a 1 video for kits I've already built before the channel. And what I do is I state a little bit about the box, a little bit about the history of the kits, or really the mobile suit of the kits. So in this case, it's the RX-78 GE Gundam EX. So I do a little review about that, some background story and media, so on and so forth, unboxing, individual parts, and the last part, or the 3rd video in this case, would be the full assembly, the full review, the good, the bad, everything else in between, and if this is a kit worth getting. So with that, let's get started about the background of this mobile suit. As stated before, this mobile suit was introduced in the Mobile Suit Gundam Requiem for Vengeance, streaming on Netflix. The Gundam EX was a state-of-the-art ground-use mobile suit developed by the Earth Federation forces. It was designed with an emphasis on maneuverability and operating time on the ground for force reconnaissance and rear disturbance deep into enemy territory. I'm going to do a quick pause and to state that for those who have not seen the Netflix series, which I do recommend, it's only 6 episodes, you can go through it pretty quickly. Personally, other Gundam-esque series, a little bit better, but I say this is worth a watch, my personal opinion. But I will get into some spoiler territory, so if you don't mind spoilers, keep listening. So for those who have not seen the show, warning right now in 3, 2, 1. The Gundam EX first appeared in combat during a surprise Federation assault to retake the, and I may be butchering this name so I do apologize, the Cluj-Napoca military base in Romania, which had fallen under Zeon control. The Gundam EX technological superiority allowed it to single-handedly defeat the Red Wolf Squadron mobile suits, led by Captain Uriah Solari, guarding the base. After a short reprieve, the Gundam EX would chase down an escaping Zeon convoy from the base, destroying the damaged Zaku tank before being intercepted by 2 Goof Customs mobile suits arriving to protect the convoy. Both of the Goof Customs were quickly defeated by the Gundam EX, though it ceased its pursuit. Later, the Gundam EX would participate in an assault on a recycling plant being used by Zeon forces as a scrapyard. The Federation mobile suits were engaged in combat against the refurbished Zaku 2s, who defend the center. A few days after that, the Gundam EX were deployed to stop an attempted hijacking of 2 GMs by Zeon infiltrators at the Federation mobile suit outpost it was based in, where it disassembles both hijacked GMs. With the Zeon forces in Eastern Europe in full retreat following Operation Odessa, the Gundam EX would once again be deployed to join the attack against the Odessa spaceport in an attempt to destroy the HLVs attempting to carry escaping Zeon soldiers back to space. The Gundam EX will once again engage with Solari's Zaku 2 in combat. Solari is the main protagonist of the series. And oddly enough, the Solari was actually part of Zeon forces, which in Gundam lore, so to speak, Zeon was, you can say, the antagonist going against the Earth Federation. Earth Federation, I guess you can say, are the good guys. But the way how I see it, the both soldiers, both armies, they both have families at home. That is my take, and it's really interesting to have a Gundam series focusing on the Zeon forces and not mainly the Earth Federation. Again, the Zeon forces were the antagonists of the group, but then again, you could think of either group think themselves as a protagonist, while their opposer were the antagonists. Who's good, who's bad. But really, it's just big difference of opinion, and they are willing to fight for it. But that aside, back to the background history of the Gundam EX. Solari was attempting to establish dialogue with the Gundam pilots of the Gundam EX, and they were swayed by Solari's words. The pilot would shove Solari Zakuto away from falling debris of a destroyed HLV, with the Gundam EX taking the brunt of the crash. Weakened by the impact and being caught off guard by a surprise attack from a Goof custom part of Zeon forces, the Goof's custom heat sword penetrated the Gundam EX torso and killing the pilot. The Gundam EX wreckage would be left behind at the Odessa spaceport, and his ultimate fate was unknown. Not much is known of the pilots of the Gundam EX. It was unnamed in the series, and the only thing about the kid was that he was roughly a teenager. Now, many of these series, the pilots are teenagers, but this kid was actually younger, teenager, or very least in the early teens, I would say, as the oldest. But because of the unnamed pilots, that pilot had to create a reputation for themselves along with the Gundam EX, to the point that it was dubbed the White Demon, as it left a trail of death and destruction for those who survived. Well, that's about it for the background. Of course, any more information you want to know about this, just watch the Netflix series. Again, I do recommend it. Short series, go by pretty quickly. There are better ones, but for 6 episodes, not bad. Now, onto the box. Now, this is actually the second high grade I've built during this channel. The first one was a high grade Gundam Unicorn Phoenix, and I'll put a link down below for that review. And that one had gold plating, so for those who know about the gold plating issues, expect that as well. But that aside, that is my second high grade. I am looking forward to this. I did read some reviews about this kit, and it seemed like it's actually a little bit better than the average high grade. So definitely looking forward to that. So as you can see here, a nice little front view of the kit. Definitely has a very ominous aura to it. So I do really like how the Gundam was presented in the Netflix series. So I really do like that. I give it props to that. So a little side view here, front rear view of the Gundam. Of course, some action poses, pretty nice. Beam rifle, beam saber, shield, a shoulder Gatling gun. That's interesting. Some gimmicks, some moving parts. There are some markings. So it looks like this kit comes with 3 different types of eyes I can use. So looking forward to that. Side view, same as the front. Top view, some information regarding the Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. The year Universal Century 0079, State of War began when the Principality of Zeon declared its independence from the Earth Federation government. In the war's opening stages, the Zeon forces maintain an advantage thanks to the effectiveness of their new weapon, the mobile suit. However, they lacked the fighting strength to fully conquer Earth, and the war came to a stalemate. 11 months after the outbreak of war, a base in Zeon-occupied Eastern Europe is captured by the Federation forces. A Zeon composite battalion is set to recapture the base, and among its members are Solari and her Red Wolf squadron, a mobile suit team that has only just arrived from space. So a brief little synopsis of Requiem for Vengeance. So pretty nice there. Another side view of the front. And that's about it for the box. So let's open it up. So we got a couple of... I never normally do this. Never really opened the bag just because many of my kids have mini runners, but since it's a high grade, I can make an exception since high grades don't have that many runners. So, a few stickers here which I kind of like. I'm not always a big fan of stickers because I feel like some of them are not needed, and I feel like even if it's one extra piece of plastic, I feel like the plastic piece will look better than the sticker, but that's just my personal opinion. So it looks like we got maybe a foot part, some pieces for maybe the feet and the arms. I see the beam sabers here, and it looks like there's some detail there. So I can probably use a pen lining or maybe a Gundam marker and just add some lining there. Maybe some here too. Two E runners, so most likely used for arms or legs. More decals. One thing about high grades, again, you don't need to worry about too many decals, so very small sheet here. Pieces for the feet, that is for the head, and that is obviously the shield. Looks like the shield might be pretty small, but we shall see. Two beam sabers. Like pieces for the shield, so definitely a little bit bigger than what I thought, so that's good. Pieces for the torso and waist, and bottom of the feet. And I believe these are for the legs. Another B runner, so looks like more the beam sabers and pieces for feet. More pieces for me to panel line. Pieces for the legs, I can tell. Little rubbery piece here. No idea what this is used for, honestly. And the A liner, which of course normally has multi-colors, but this is just one single color. Some more used to panel line. Looks like they're the head pieces right here. One thing about high grades that I'm personally not a fan of, the V-fin has these like little big like dots at the points of the V, and it's just extra added plastic to protect it. But the way how I see it, if master grades and perfect grades, even the real grades, don't have these extra, let's say like plastic residue here, then what's the purpose of it, honestly? I only see these on high grades. Maybe because of its size, but I can't really say. But unsure. Looks like that piece is for the shield, and looks like there's some panel lining there too, so looking forward to that. So yeah, many pieces for legs here too, I can tell. And here we have the manual. So RX-78 G Gundam EX RFV prototype close combat mobile suit. And it looks like this is a colored instruction manual, so a little bit interesting there. It looks like I was wrong. Those weren't beam sabers. Looks like they look like so maybe even like, oh no, those are beam sabers. I was right. They're just stored on his shoulder. So here we have just a really long sheet for this manual. All the runners here. And it starts off with the torso. And here with my fingers pointing, it just shows you how to cut a piece off the runner. It explains that first you cut like the thicker pieces off the runner first, and then you go over again. Honestly, I kind of feel like you just do an extra step that's not needed, but that's me personally. If you're really careful, then you just cut it off on the small pieces. Again, just me. So start off with the torso and the head on the bottom. And it looks like you only get one piece, so you can only use one set of the eyes on the bottom. So you really need to either take one set of the eyes off and put a new one on, or replace them. Looks like that's what you're gonna do. Then you work on the arms, then the legs, then the waist. Gives you this little background of the Gundam EX, and also some areas you can add some color to it, and of course add some decals. Can I do this? Yeah. So this is where you assemble the kit and make the weapons. You have that bazooka there, you have the swords, I guess dispenser, and also an attachment piece to add to an action base. The beam saber, the beam rifle, and the shield. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah. All the contents that come with the high-grade RX-78 Gundam EX. So yeah, maybe a little more pieces for a high grade than I was expecting. But again, the last high grade I built was some time ago, and I think back then high grades had less pieces to now. So I always liked the many pieces because I feel like that's how Bandai adds more detail, adds more experience. Like a building experience is what I meant to say. But looking at this, I'm not so sure. This should be someone's first high grade, but let's see how the build goes, and then I'll make my decision then. But with all that being said, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking down this video. I'll link down below for the high grade Fennecs. There are my socials down below, my Instagram and my Reddit account. The two videos here, one is my most recent upload, and one YouTube design pickout. So once again, thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep on building.